Super Mayhem.
Hello friends, Tim here again from Super Mayhem, ready to bring you some more classic video game facts. Released for the Nintendo Switch on October 27th, 2017, Super Mario Odyssey has already become a fan favourite. Even at its announcement at E3 2017, the game was regarded as the event's most popular game on social media, and was even considered best in show among developers in attendance. This was before the game was even released. Since the actual release of the game, Odyssey received universal acclaim from critics. Famitsu went as far as giving the game a score of 39 out of 40, which was the same rating as Super Mario 64, and the highest score for a 3D Mario game since then. IGN and GameSpot also praised the originality of the game, and awarded it a perfect 10 out of 10 score. Above critical acclaim, the game has also sold incredibly well. Over 2 million copies of Super Mario Odyssey were sold worldwide in 3 days after its release, with more than 500,000 of those copies being in Japan alone. By March 2018, Super Mario Odyssey had sold over 10 million copies worldwide, making it the best-selling game for the Nintendo Switch so far. Despite the game being robust and seemingly complete, there were actually quite a few ideas during the early development stage that didn't make it into the game. According to Super Mario Odyssey's producer, Yoshiaki Koizumi, Pauline was originally going to be convinced to be the princess of New Donk City. Of course, this idea was later scrapped and she became the mayor of New Donk City instead. In a quote by Mr. Koizumi, he said, "In the past we used to have a game taking place in a city, and Mario also appeared in it," which pointed towards Pauline. At first they wanted to make her the princess of New Donk City, but the world setting of that city doesn't have princesses. That's why she became the mayor instead. Speaking of Pauline, Yoshiaki Koizumi said in an interview with Polygon that she made a comeback in the game because Nintendo wanted to give players something familiar to the Mushroom Kingdom, given Odyssey is set in a strange place. He went on to quote, "When we were deciding which kingdoms to have in the game, we knew we wanted to have the city environment, and we wanted something that would have resonance with players. We knew that players know Pauline, so of course we wanted to make her the mayor of New Donk City. It's important to note that though they are called kingdoms, they do not necessarily have royalty, and that's why she's the mayor." Further to Pauline's development, Mr. Koizumi also said that the rather catchy song Jump Up, Superstar came from developing Pauline as a character. In a quote he said, "As we were developing Pauline more as a character, we know that she was going to be interested in jazz. It was interesting for us to have the first song in a Mario game with vocals. Have you guys been finding yourself singing it?" In answer to his question, yes we have. Interestingly, during the song Jump Up Superstar by Pauline, the 25M theme from Donkey Kong can be heard when she sings Odyssey, ya see. Also, while she sings, to add a bit more nostalgia, her dance moves mimic her sprite movements in the early Donkey Kong game. Talk about attention to detail. Whilst we are talking about music, funnily enough, actual cooking utensils were used to make the Luncheon Kingdom soundtrack. That's right kids, bust out those pots and pans and you too can become a video game music developer. In an official tweet by Nintendo of America, they said, "Mandolins and accordions were used in the Luncheon Kingdom's Peronza Plaza melody. Behind the melody, you can hear kitchen knives and other familiar sounds of cooking that perfectly capture the feel of this kingdom." It might seem like Odyssey based its levels on real-life locations, such as New Donk City being based on New York City, and Tostarena being based on Mexico. However, the development team didn't actually intend to base their stages on these particular cities. Instead, the stages were made to fit with certain gameplay systems and gimmicks that the team wanted implemented, and then later they put in the scenery to fit with those ideas. Interestingly, developer Kenta Motokura really likes Mexico, and his trips to the country left a lasting impression. So much so that he wanted to reflect his love of the country in the game. This of course resulted in Tostarena. Koizumi also received warm responses from those in America, who said New Donk City looks like New York, and from fans in Mexico who said, "Thanks for putting our country in the game. Please come to Mexico, you can enjoy our Mexican cuisine." This love of Mexico even found its way into the original box art of the game. It originally featured Mario in his sombrero outfit from the Sand Kingdom in the bottom left corner. When the game was officially released, however, this scene was instead replaced with one of Mario in his snorkeling outfit from the Seaside Kingdom. Whilst there was no official explanation as to why this change was made, it has been assumed that it was due to being cultural appropriation. Considering this, Nintendo may have removed the sombrero Mario to avoid offending any potential customers. Super Mario Odyssey is a game that is full of references to other games and Easter eggs. One cool example was caught by Ghostcatcher on Twitter and even featured in a Game Explained video. Essentially, Ghostcatcher spotted the layout of the Super Mario 64 level bob-omb battlefield inside a map that Hint Toad is seen holding. You have to seriously zoom in to see it, but what a neat little Easter egg added by the developers. Since the game hasn't been out too long, this was one of the main Easter eggs found so far, but who knows what other cool little bits and pieces are just waiting to be discovered in the game. Speaking of discoveries, there is even a bizarre little glitch in the game where the in-game jump counter ticks up by 1 every time you talk to an NPC. So that's something to consider if you're going for an official no jump run of the game. Surprisingly, Super Mario Odyssey is the first ever game in the Mario series to receive a B rating by the CERO in Japan. All of the previous installations have been rated A for everyone. A similar rating was given in North America, where it is the first Mario game to receive an Everyone plus 10 ESRB rating, where all prior games were just rated E for everyone. The ESRB said this rating was given for a few pieces of content in the game, such as the ways enemies are defeated, the capture of a cartoony military tank, the enemy known as Sherm, to fire large cannonballs at Mecha Wiggler, and the large explosion that occurs upon the defeat of Mecha Wiggler. It also stated that the various punches landed at Bowser during fights, and even the pink liquid trails from the Kukateel spits out towards Mario during a boss fight, were a rating problem. So all in all, unsurprisingly, there wasn't too much gore in Super Mario Odyssey. However, as with any game that connects to the internet, you have to be a little bit careful of user-added content. In fact, Redditors have now spotted a hack in Super Mario Odyssey that is quite graphic in nature, which makes us all a little bit concerned for the children. Spotted by Redditor Ewasion, some people are modifying their own personal avatar in order to post pornographic images into the game. In the new mode called Luigi's Balloon World, where players hunt for balloons that have been hidden somewhere in a level, users can have their own Me avatar showing on these balloons whilst they are playing the game. According to Redditors, however, people have managed to insert their own personal picture in there instead of a Me, and well, that has led to people searching for a balloon with pornography smashed on its side. Nowhere on the internet is safe. And finally, if you consider yourself a bit of a speedy Mario player, you can now have a go at beating the current world speedrun record of 1 hour, 2 minutes and 15 seconds, held by Sui Saiga. Now that's some speedy Odyssey. A huge thanks to Jacob Clark for being our first Mayhem supporter. Without the likes of him, I wouldn't be running. If you want to join the team, please consider taking a look at our Patreon page in the description below, for your chance to get some exclusive behind the scenes looks at Super Mayhem, and even access to some sweet downloads. You don't need to go and traipse through New Donk City for a great deal. Head on over to supermayhem.com for all kinds of video game related goodies. We currently have a 30% off sale on everything over $40, and free shipping, including Super Mario Odyssey related items even. Not enough for you? Use the coupon code ODYSSEY at the checkout for a further 15% off your order. Link in the description below. Check it out now. Previously on Super Mayhem. What would be the worst item to see in a pawn shop? Today the Luigi clap goes to Panda Doggo for this Hotel Mario idea. It seems fitting as I was going to open a Mario themed hotel myself, but Panda totally shattered my dreams. So that's pretty good as well as his comment. And today we will leave you with the question, if you could add a new outfit for Mario to wear, what would it be? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and the best, most creative answer will be featured in one of our next videos. And that's it for today, friends. I hope you enjoyed these Super Mario Odyssey facts and things. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, leave a thumbs up if you can on this video, it's greatly appreciated and really helps, and I'll catch you soon.